Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Round Table Talk. I am your host, C Money, and on today's episode, I have two topics that I really want to discuss. Um, One of the topics is about businesses and vaccines and customers and vaccines. Another topic that I want to actually discuss was the main topic that I want to discuss is basically about the fast food industry. Um, Comment at the bottom of this page. Comment. Email us roundtable00 at yahoo.com at any time. So let's get right into it. Basically, what I want to talk about is I recently have seen, and this is on several platforms of social media platforms, that not local, but fast food industries are doing away with value menu items, meaning that a lot of the fast food industry are trying to get rid of during the pandemic. They're trying to get rid of value meal items and push more high end priced foods. Like, you know, remember back in the day, a combo most combos used to be like $2.99, and you get a good meal. You get a burger, a fry, and a drink for $2.99. Now a burger and the fry and the drink damn near cost you eight, nine, close to $10 at most burger restaurants. Like a Big Mac now costs you like what, $6, $7 for a Big Mac combo, and it's the same with a Whopper. And Whopper Junior used to cost you $1 or $2 for a combo. Now it costs you like $5 or $6 for a combo for a Whopper Junior. So basically, I've seen on most sites and most platforms that a lot of these fast food companies are doing away with the value meals, the value combos, and the value menus and stuff like that. They're doing away with the $2, $3 burger menu, like combos, or $2 $2 value menu. Like, they basically trying to push out their more high end foods. Like now, a lot of the restaurants are competing for the crispy chicken sandwich. When I'm like, the chicken sandwich has always been at Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's. They've always had a crispy chicken sandwich. Now that Popeyes come out with a chicken sandwich, now everybody has to compete with this chicken sandwich. But I'm like, McDonald's had the McChicken ever since the 90s, or whenever I've ever, known McDonald's to have the chicken sandwich. Burger King had the original chicken sandwich, the one that sits on a hoagie bread. You know, Wendy's have the Asiago Ranch chicken sandwich, and they have a regular chicken sandwich. All these restaurants had their own version of a chicken sandwich. Now they come out with this new version of crispy chicken sandwich that comes with only mayonnaise and pickles. And I'm sitting up here like, you've had these sandwiches out for years. The only thing is now you have this different type of sandwich that basically is trying to compete with Popeyes. Because, you know, Popeyes, when they first came out, was trying to compete with Chick-fil-A. Because, Chick-fil-A is a chicken restaurant, and all they basically specialize. Well, basically, there's like a chicken burger restaurant, so mostly they specialize in chicken burgers and all that. So Popeyes came out with a little chicken sandwich, and it went crazy over the internet. Everybody, ooh, Popeyes chicken sandwich, ooh. So then every other restaurant started doing their own version. Burger King started doing their own version. Then McDonald's started, and I'm sitting up here like, dude, y'all had chicken sandwiches all along. It's just this chicken sandwich might be a little bit different from the regular chicken sandwiches y'all used to sell, because now it's some maybe blown up hormone type chicken that y'all processed to making it look a little bit bigger, and then all you doing is just tomatoes and pickles and mayonnaise. And McDonald's coming out with an ultimate chicken sandwich with lettuce and tomatoes. I'm like, dude, that's just the chicken sandwich I've been selling for years. It's just maybe another brand of chicken that y'all using to make it look like a bigger version of y'all regular chicken sandwich and McChicken. So I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But a lot of these companies are now trying to push them out now, because they want to do away with them dollar menus and dollar sandwiches and stuff like that. But to me, in my opinion, I don't think they should do it. I understand what they're trying to do, because a lot of these companies are maybe trying to make money, but you have to realize if you're on a budget, you not only that, as I said in my previous episodes, we are still in a pandemic. We are still not far from over this pandemic. You have to realize one thing: a lot of these people can only afford dollar menu. Let's say you've been out searching for a job and going on job interviews and going to, saying, these jobs, trying to get a job, or you've been working all day and you know, come home and you tired and you don't feel like cooking. What's the best thing for you to get for you or your family or your kids? The dollar menu. I know most kids, they get the Happy Meals or whatever, but if you got a teenage kid, hey, get some off the dollar menu. Get a couple of things off the dollar menu, and then that'll be it. You ain't gonna want to cook. But if you do away with the dollar menu or value meals, you know, how are you going to feed a family? Because $8 I can feed myself and somebody else. We can get two burgers, two fries, two drinks, and that could be like $5, $6 right there, depending on the price. Because I know, with tax and all that. Because now, McChicken sandwiches used to be $1. Years ago, you used to get the McChicken sandwich for $1. Now, when you go to most McDonald's, it's $1.29. I'm like, what? And the same thing with fries. You used to go to the dollar, used to go to and get $1 fries. Now it's like $1.19, $1 something, and then all you had to do was pay the tax, which is $1.07. But now you got $1.19, $1.29 just for a small fry. And I'm like, what? Because a lot of these restaurants are trying to do away with the dollars. You know, like back in the day, remember when McDonald's had that 49-cent hamburger and 59-cent cheeseburgers on Sundays and Wednesdays, and then at one point they had on Mondays you had the 99-cent nuggets. They went away with it. Then it came back for a limited time. You know what I'm saying? Like right before the pandemic, it came back to 49-cent hamburgers and 59-cent cheeseburgers or whatever. And then they did away with it again. They pushed it away, and I'm like, it was that. Um, One time churches had a 99-cent special. You get like a two-piece and a biscuit for like 99 cents on what, Tuesdays or whatever. And churches was really making money off of it. But the only thing was it was killing their chicken, because they was producing more chicken. They was selling in money, but they was producing more chicken than, and it was hurting probably their pockets. So they had to do away with it, because you realize you're getting two pieces of chicken and you're getting a biscuit for 99 cents. And people used to swarm churches. Well, that was down here at one of the local churches down here. I don't know if it was national wide with churches chicken, or if it was just a South Florida thing, or if it just was one location. But people were swarming on Tuesdays to churches, and churches was killing it because they was making the money because people was buying it. But you got to realize the cost of the chicken probably was hurting them, because you probably make $5. It probably cost you $5 to sell that 99-cent chicken or whatever. Or in bulk, it's cheaper for them, but in reality, it probably costs you more to sell that one thing than. And it was probably hurting their bank, and they probably couldn't produce. And not only that, they probably wasn't producing enough chicken to actually get that out, so they had to discontinue that. And that's what I say. A lot of these businesses, and this was before the pandemic. This was years and years before the pandemic that happened with churches. But a lot of these companies, they're trying to do away with all of this menu options and stuff, like $5 combos, and dollar $2 menu combos and stuff. And I look at it as if they've been doing that for years. You go to the value menu and you don't see, there's nothing on the value menu that says $1. Everything is either $1.29 or $1.30 or $1.99 or $1.59, and that's what they call the value menu. And I'm like, yeah, because nothing I see on the dollar menu is $1 anymore. You know, you got certain restaurants that you have that's maybe $1. Depending on where you go, like you may pay 99 cents. Like even the hamburger. The hamburger is 99 cents, and the reason why it's 99 cents because hell, it's a hamburger. But if you add cheese to it, it's probably $1.29 or stuff like that. So I say a lot of these businesses, they're doing away with these dollar menu, and they've been doing that for years. I haven't stepped into a McDonald's or Burger King or any fast food restaurant where I actually seen something that was actually a dollar. Because everything is not a dollar anymore. It used to be 2, 3 years ago. You can come in there, you get a cheeseburger for a dollar, and then the taxes, and then it comes up to 107 with tax, and you're like, okay, that's fine. All you had to do was just come up with the 7 cent. Now you go into these things, and you buy a cheeseburger, it's 129. Then you gotta pay tax, which probably $1.30 something or $1.40. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how it used to be. Because people used to always. It used to be where you can go in there and get a dollar, just like at one point, with the people who like, when you're on a money budget, you can have $4 and have a meal. Like I used to be, even though I wasn't on a budget, but my thing was I used to make a meal out of $4. I used to go, you know, to McDonald's, buy a McChicken with cheese, a small fry, and a small drink. And the chicken sandwich used to be a dollar, the fries used to be a dollar, and the drink used to be a dollar. And all you got to do is pay like 30 cents extra for the cheese and plus the tax. It come up to like $3, $4. And I looked at it as if, oh wow, that's. I mean, they comes up to like $4 because each of them is a dollar, so it come up to like maybe $3 and some change, close to $4. And I said that's not bad. But now it's cost you damn near $5 or $6 because you got to add the McChicken is a dollar and some change. Then you got to add cheese, which is like 30, 40 cents. Then the medium fry is a dollar and some. The small fry is a dollar and some change. And then right now, I agree. I admit, all size. The McDonald's is having all these soda sizes a dollar, so you could pick a small, medium, or large for a dollar, which I understand because they're doing that right now. And I guess they're doing it because of the pandemic. Because lately I've been going into McDonald's and they'll say, "Oh, what size soda do you want? Small, medium, or large?" And all of them has been a dollar, which I commemorate McDonald's for because why get a small for a dollar when the large is still a dollar and you'll have more for your buck? So I commemorate McDonald's for that because I've seen it. I'm not saying every McDonald's do it because I know when you go into like malls and McDonald's, because I've been in malls where they have McDonald's and Burger King. I noticed that a lot of the mall fast food restaurants, I have slightly more. Their food is more pricier than the actual restaurant and on the like actual location street restaurants. Like when you go into Burger King, if you go into McDonald's and the cheeseburger is $1.29, you may go in the mall and the cheeseburger is $1.39. They're a little bit more pricier because they are a mall restaurant. And they're not open all the time. They're only open during mall hours. And I've noticed that like even when the burgers used to be a dollar in the value menu. The mall restaurants, if you go to an actual restaurant, Burger King, McDonald's, and the cheeseburger is a dollar, you're gonna go to the mall and it's $1.19 because they charge a little bit more than the actual restaurants that you go to on the outside because they're a mall restaurant. When you go into a mall and eat at a mall, you're gonna pay a little bit more than what you would actually pay on the street for any type of meal because the mall restaurants they charge you, you know, a little bit more than what you would pay on the street. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I see it. If you think that there's difference with that, let me know, email me, comment, because every time I go inside the mall and I've gone to a burger restaurant like McDonald's or Burger King, or I go to a restaurant that you normally see like on corners like, I like Checkers, Checkers or Burger King, McDonald's, or any type of restaurant that you know, are not a typical mall restaurant. Because there are typical mall restaurants where there's restaurants that is chains, but they're only specifically for malls, like Sabaros. Sabaros I know is a mall chain type restaurant, but I've seen Sabaros on the street because they have a Sabaros here on South Beach. That's not inside of a mall, but mostly Sabaros are in malls or you know food courts and stuff like that. So basically, there are some places like that. So I mean, I look at it like that. But a lot of these restaurants are doing away with them value meals, and I'm like, why? Because this is how people survive during a pandemic. This is how people survive when they are poor. When you pay all your bills and you only got a few dollars left and you ain't got enough money to go grocery shopping and you don't have food stamps and stuff like that, what you do? You go get a value menu and it feeds. If you got $10, you can feed three or four people off for $10. Everybody get a burger. You know, you can get a medium fry or a large fry and split it with everybody, and you good. But you know, a lot of these companies are trying to do away with it because they trying to promote their high end. And in the pandemic right now, I don't think that's a good idea because I feel as if that's something that you know a lot of people really need. They really need this, you know, value menus and stuff because they go into Burger King and I don't want to pay $8 for a chicken sandwich combo, or, you know, because the Popeyes chicken sandwich alone costs $3.99, and I'm like, just for the chicken sandwich. And then the thing I don't like about these chicken restaurants that I don't mean because I've visited churches before. I'm not going to say the location. I visited churches before, and I visited KFC before, and ordered chicken sandwiches. They only do mayonnaise and pickles. Number one, they don't have lettuce and tomatoes. They don't provide you with cheese because you know, like with me, I like cheese on my chicken sandwiches. You know, McDonald's they provide you with cheese because I always do that option with cheese. You know, because I like cheese on my sandwiches. You know, I don't too much care for plain. I like lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. That's for y'all to know. But I went to it was churches, I believe, and I was like, oh, we don't have cheese. What? And the same thing with KFC. Oh, we don't have cheese. What? But you sell chicken sandwiches. If you sell any type of sandwich in your establishment, you should know that you're going to get one or two out of every five customers that's going to ask for cheese. You need to have cheese in your restaurant. Like now, KFC has the new chicken sandwich, and I mean, I'm like, KFC, you've been selling the chicken sandwiches for years. This is probably some hormone propped up chicken sandwich that y'all got to compete with all the other restaurants that have been doing their chicken sandwiches and stuff. And I'm like, it's just mayonnaise and pickles. I don't too much care for pickles on my sandwiches, but I've eaten them on my sandwiches before. But I don't too much care for pickles because I'm not a pickles fan. But like, if I see it on my sandwich, yeah. But you know, and I may eat it or I may take it out or whatever. But I'm just that type of person. But I see. Well, why is it that you sell sandwiches, regardless if it's a chicken sandwich, a burger sandwich, and then you say I don't have, we don't do cheese. So why have a chicken sandwich? Because you know every person, like I said, one out of every five persons, or two out of every five persons, I should say, is gonna come up and say they want their sandwich with cheese. And if you tell them they don't have cheese, a lot of them gonna be mad because, like me, I like cheese on my sandwiches, regardless if it's a burger sandwich, a chicken sandwich, or whatever. I like cheese on my sandwich. And a lot of these companies are, oh, we don't have cheese, or we don't do cheese. What? So you don't need to be selling sandwiches, you know, because you're gonna. I'm sure that day I went, I wasn't the only one that asked for cheese on the sandwiches and stuff and all that, you know. And I know why a lot of these companies are introducing the new chicken sandwich because back in the day, they chicken sandwiches just looked like a smushed up chicken sandwich. Like it was just a chicken on some bread with some mayonnaise or lettuce and tomatoes, and it looked like this size. Like it don't even look like a burger. But now they trying to make this little big old mega mochi type of sandwich because they want to make it look like, ooh, it's a big old nice crispy crunchy juicy chicken sandwich. But back in the day, a lot of these fast food restaurants chicken sandwiches look like the little McChicken sandwich that you get at McDonald's because you pay like $3-4 for the combo, but you get this little McChicken sandwich at KFC and Church's Chicken and all that. But like you paying $3-4, $5-6 for the combo, but you get this little McChicken sandwich that ain't got nothing on it but some mayonnaise, maybe a little bit of lettuce, and that's about it, you know, or not even lettuce at all. You probably just get mayonnaise and pickles like what most chicken restaurants do. They just mayonnaise and pickles, and I'm like, dude, I'm not paying this much just to get a little McChicken. Cause all chicken sandwiches back in the day, I called them the McChicken sandwiches because basically that's what just like the little chicken littles you get at KFC. They look like chicken. They look like bite-sized McChicken sandwiches, and I'm like, dude, you paying all this money for this, but this is what people can only afford. And now you're trying to do away with those types of food because you're trying to sell your more high end $5 and $6 burgers and $5 and $6 chicken sandwiches. But you got to realize these people ain't got money to be spending on these $5 and $6. chicken sandwiches. You paying $4 for a chicken sandwich, and you paying $4 more just for the damn combo. The chicken sandwich is like what, $4 and some change. Then you're paying the extra $3 to $4 just for the damn combo, and that's for one person alone. That's not for 5 and 6 people. Like, dude, um, Taco Bell have a $10 family pack. Dude, I might as well just spend 2 or 3 extra more dollars and get the family pack instead of just spending $8 on one person alone. I like the Asiago Ranch chicken sandwich at Wendy's, and I like they Asiago, but the combo is actually damn near $7 to $8, close to $8. It's like $7 and some change, and maybe $8 depending on where you're going. And I'm like, dude, that's just for one person. And I love their Asiago Ranch chicken because that's all I get at Wendy's. I know too much. I'm not really a burger fan like how I used to be back in the day. I mostly get like chicken sandwiches when it comes to going to fast food restaurants and stuff because I'm more of a chicken Jones fan, and not saying that it's healthier, but it's something that I prone to because I'm not really big on burgers and stuff like that. But when I go and when I do it, it's damn near almost $8 just for the Asiago Ranch chicken combo, and that's for one person. Imagine you doing 2 people. You paying damn near $16 just for 2 people to eat there, when I could just get where I could just get the value meal, and I could feed me and somebody else for less than $10. But for 2 combos, you paying damn near $20. And mind you, don't forget if you doing delivery now, because we're in this pandemic, we got deliveries. Lord have mercy, you paying almost $30 for damn near 2 people, and you paying for this $8 combo, then you paying for this $8 combo, which comes up to 18, maybe $19. Then you gotta pay taxes, which is like $2, $3 for the tax. Then you gotta pay the delivery fee, which is probably another dollar, $2 or so. Then you gotta tip the driver, which is another, and you paying them damn near paying $30 for 2 people to eat 2 combos. And I'm like, dude, I don't, and granted, I done did it before, and I'm like, dude, this is nothing what I want. I also try to do alternative. My thing that what it is, before you do delivery services on any delivery service, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, before you do any delivery service, check the restaurants first to see if they have an online account, and do, because I found that out with Wendy's. I used to do Wendy's off of Uber Eats, and then I found out Wendy's had it where you can order directly through them, and Wendy's had, hey, free delivery. So I'm sitting up here like, and it was the same thing with Checkers. And I'm sitting up here like, I can get my food delivered through Wendy's instead of going through a third party. So my thing with that is check on them before you actually do it. I just want to know how you feel about these restaurants doing away with their value menu items. Comment, email me. I just want to know how you feel about that. Let me get to this next topic before our show ends, because normally our show is a 30-minute show. I want to talk about vaccines in the businesses. Do you think that it's okay for businesses to actually, um, even though it's against the law for businesses to ask, have you been vaccinated? But do you think that that's a good idea for businesses to ask people to have they been vaccinated? To me personally, I believe that to be safe and to be cautious of masks, most businesses should be able to act like Walmart or Target or Winn-Dixie, Publix, business like the high-end businesses like that, and big chain businesses. They should be able to ask people, and you should be able to show proof that you've been vaccinated, because, like I said in previous shows, you got these businesses that are relaxing restrictions on mask wearing, and a percentage of these people that goes into these businesses have not been vaccinated, and they're saying that it's not, that is against the law for somebody to ask you, have you, or any business to ask you, have you been vaccinated? Well, how you gonna know if a person's been vaccinated or not? By saying it's against the law to have them, ask if you being vaccinated, and then they walking around without a mask. Anybody can tell you they've been vaccinated, and they got to show proof, number one, and number two, at least have the audacity to know that we're still in a pandemic. Because I done been to places where people are walking around without a mask, and I'm like, I know everybody in this place ain't been vaccinated. So why is it that they don't enforce businesses and high-end businesses? Like, they need to tell people, either one or two things need to happen. Either you need to go back to the main laws where every business have to You have to. We required to wear a mask in every business until we get to where we can, or everybody can take their mask off. Number one, and then, or number two, be able to ask people or have people come into these businesses and show proof that they've been vaccinated, so they cannot wear their mask. Because now a person can walk into Walmart and then you tell them to wear their mask, and then you say I've been vaccinated, and then they can't say, oh, prove that you've been vaccinated, because if a person come in there and they not wearing a mask and you say, well, you got to wear your mask, and then you say I've been vaccinated, you can't ask, or they can't show proof. You can't ask them if they've been vaccinated. If you tell them to wear their mask and they say they've been vaccinated, you got to let them keep walking, and that person may not have been vaccinated. And that's the thing that's killing me, that everybody think that we're back to normal, because now you feel as if we can go out and do what the hell we want to do, and they can't stop me. That's just like saying, oh, I can rob a store and they can't stop me, because they can't ask me to put my hands up or nothing, because I can go rob the store and they can't say that, they can't do nothing to me. It's the same thing with the vaccine. Oh, I can go in the store without my mask and they can't tell me nothing, because it's against the law for them to ask me if I have been vaccinated. So if I don't wear a mask, they can't do nothing to me. You know, they can't ask me if I got vaccinated. So I can walk in there without a mask and they can't say, have you been vaccinated? Because it's against the law. So I can do what the fuck I want to do. Excuse my language on everybody, but that's basically what they're saying, is that you can do whatever you want to do regardless if you got vaccinated or not. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I think should happen. I believe that until we get this virus under control, everybody at least should be still wearing their mask when you go inside these public businesses and stuff. Or you need to have a law, or you need to have a rule that if you've been vaccinated, you need to show proof that you've been vaccinated so you can walk around without a mask. But if you cannot show proof that you've been vaccinated, you got to wear that mask. And that's what I think should happen. But the government is easing up on restrictions to let everybody do what they want to do. So I'm like, hey, I'm not happy with this. I still wear my mask on me when I go in these places, because I'm not trusting no one. And like they say, you can still catch anything, even though if you got vaccinated or if you haven't got vaccinated, you can still catch anything. The vaccine only stops you from getting the virus of coronavirus. It doesn't stop you from AIDS and syphilis and hepatitis and all this other mess. It only stops you from the virus, from the coronavirus. So I'm like, what is y'all doing out here? And y'all keep doing with these restrictions, or y'all keep going with these restrictions, and y'all keep going with these new laws where you're easing up restrictions and stuff. Because down here there's a debate on Miami Beach about um, last call, which is the beach had it where last call, they wanted to end last call at 2 in the morning, meaning like the bars and the restaurants closed at 2. But the government said no, the last call is at 5 in the morning, which was normally the original before COVID, where a lot of the bars and restaurants close at 5 in the morning. But they're trying to be on the safe side on the beach, because South Beach is busy and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, because the government is trying to open everything back up. And me and my neighbor was talking about it, like how in the debate Trump wanted to just open everything back up because he feel like the economy need to get back to making money. But Joe Biden was like, look, I want to make money and I want to open back up, and I want to open back up slowly and safely, because as soon as you open everything back up, that's when the cases go back up, and then you're going to have a lot of people in the hospital, because not everybody's getting vaccinated. And even though we have the vaccine, you got to look at it as if not everybody's getting vaccinated. So now it's like, why is the government and CDC and all these people is opening up these things and easing up on restrictions, when we still got people out here that's catching the virus, and we still got people out here that's dying and getting hospitalized because they're feeling symptoms and stuff like that. You got to look at it as just because we have the vaccine, we're far from over. And I want to know what your take on that as well. With that, do you think that this is a good idea that they're easing up restrictions? Do you think it's a good idea that, what I'm saying, the law that requires that you shouldn't, that you can't ask anybody they get? What do you think about that? I need you to comment, email me, rontable00 at yahoo.com. And also I need for you to comment, email me about our earlier topic, what do you think about these restaurants doing away with these combo and value menus and combo deals and value menu items? What do you think about that? Comment at the bottom of this page. You can also email us roundtable00@yahoo.com. I'm your host, C Money. I appreciate you. We're going to do a follow up story on this episode as well. So keep in touch and keep out on the lookout for that. This is the Roundtable. I am your host, C Money. Stay safe, stay blessed, and have a blessed day. And I'll see you next time.